For 4,000 years, families have gathered to share meals and light lanterns, keeping ancient stories of hope alive with every celebration. In the heart of winter, when the days are short and the nights are long, a quiet anticipation stirs across Asia. In cities and villages, in mountain hamlets and riverside towns, families begin to prepare for a celebration that is as old as memory itself. The Lunar New Year, sometimes called the Spring Festival, is more than a holiday. It is a time when the past and future meet, when families reunite, and when hope is born anew. In the heart of winter, when the days are short and the nights are long, a quiet anticipation stirs across Asia. In cities and villages, in mountain hamlets and riverside towns, families begin to prepare for a celebration that is as old as memory itself. The Lunar New Year, sometimes called the Spring Festival, is more than a holiday. It is a time when the past and future meet, when families reunite, and when hope is born anew. The origins of the Lunar New Year stretch back thousands of years, to a time when people lived close to the land and watched the sky for signs of change. In ancient China, the calendar was guided by the moon, each month beginning with the new moon's slender crescent. The end of winter and the arrival of spring was a moment of relief and joy, a time to honor ancestors and pray for a good harvest. Legends swirl around the festival's beginnings. One of the oldest tells of a monster called Nian, who lived in the mountains and came down to the villages every year on the last night of the lunar calendar. Nian was fierce, with sharp teeth and a hunger for livestock and crops. The villagers lived in fear, hiding in their homes as the year's end approached. But one year, an old man appeared, promising to drive Nian away. He covered the doors with red paper, lit firecrackers, and wore bright clothes. Nian, frightened by the noise and color, fled and never returned. From that day, red decorations and fireworks became symbols of protection and joy. As centuries passed, the Lunar New Year became woven into the fabric of daily life. By the time of the Han Dynasty, more than 2,000 years ago, the festival was already marked by rituals and feasts. Families cleaned their homes to sweep away bad luck, hung red lanterns to invite good fortune, and gathered for a meal that celebrated both the year's end and the promise of a new beginning. The preparations begin weeks in advance. In every home, there is a flurry of activity. Grandmothers knead dough for dumplings, their hands moving with practiced grace. Children help paste red couplets on the doors, each line a wish for happiness, health, and prosperity. Fathers hang lanterns in the courtyard, their warm glow a beacon in the winter night. The air is filled with the scent of ginger, garlic, and sweet rice cakes. On the last day of the old year, families gather for the reunion dinner, the most important meal of the year. In the north, dumplings are shaped like silver ingots, a symbol of wealth. In the south, sticky rice cakes promise a year sweeter and higher than the last. Fish is always served, its name a homonym for abundance. The table groans under the weight of dishes, each one chosen for its meaning as much as its taste. As the evening deepens, stories are shared. Elders recall the hardships and joys of years past, their voices soft with memory. Children listen wide-eyed, learning the tales that bind the family together. Laughter and music fill the house, and outside, the first firecrackers snap and pop, sending sparks into the night sky. At midnight, the old year slips away, and the new year arrives. Doors are open to let in good luck, and families exchange red envelopes hongbao, filled with crisp bills and warm wishes. The youngest bow to their elders, receiving blessings in return. The world feels fresh and full of promise. The days that follow are a whirlwind of visits and celebration. Friends and relatives travel from house to house, bearing gifts and greetings. In the streets, lion dancers leap and spin, their costumes a riot of color and movement. The drum beats echo through the alleys, driving away evil spirits and welcoming the New Year's joy. If you're enjoying this story, don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories that bring history's greatest mysteries to life. Markets bloom with flowers, peach blossoms for romance, kumquat trees for prosperity, and narcissus for good luck. Stalls overflow with candied fruits, roasted seeds, and sweet pastries. Everywhere, the color red reigns on banners, lanterns, and the clothes people wear. It is a color of life, of happiness, and of hope. In the countryside, the festival is a time to honor the ancestors. Families visit graves, sweeping the earth clean and offering food, incense, and paper money. Prayers are whispered, and the past is remembered with gratitude and respect. The living and the dead are joined in a circle of love that stretches across generations. The Lunar New Year is not just a Chinese tradition. Across Asia, it is celebrated in many forms. In Vietnam, it is called Tet, marked by the giving of lucky money and the blooming of yellow apricot flowers. In Korea, Solal is a time for family games, traditional dress, and honoring elders. In Mongolia, Tsagaan brings feasts of dumplings and mutton. And in Tibet, Losar is celebrated with music, dance, and prayer. Each country, each family, adds its own flavor to the festival, but the heart remains the same, a time to gather, to remember, and to hope. The festival's rhythms echo in the great cities as well. In Beijing, Shanghai, and Hong Kong, fireworks light up the sky, their thunder rolling across the rooftops. In Singapore and Kuala Lumpur, parades wind through the streets, dragons twisting and turning above the crowds. In San Francisco, London, and Sydney, Chinatowns come alive with lanterns, music, and the scent of roast duck and sweet buns. For those far from home, the Lunar New Year is a bittersweet time. Students and workers in distant lands call their families, their voices carrying love across oceans. They gather with friends, sharing dumplings and stories, recreating the warmth of home in a foreign place. The festival becomes a bridge, connecting past and present, here and there. The Lunar New Year is a time of renewal, but also of reflection. It is a moment to pause, to look back on the year that has passed, the joys and sorrows, the gains and losses, and to look forward with hope. It is a reminder that life, like the moon, moves in cycles, and that every ending is also a beginning. As the festival draws to a close, the Lantern Festival arrives on the 15th day of the new year. Lanterns of every shape and size float through the night, their light soft and golden. Children carry them through the streets, their faces aglow with wonder. Riddles are written on slips of paper, and laughter fills the air as friends try to solve them. Sweet rice balls tangyuan are eaten, their round shape a symbol of unity and completeness. The Lunar New Year is a living story, written anew each year by the people who celebrate it. It is a story of family and tradition, of memory and hope, of the simple joys that make life beautiful. It is a time when the world feels smaller, when hearts are open, and when the promise of a new beginning is within reach. So, the next time you see a red lantern glowing in the night, hear the crackle of firecrackers, or taste a sweet dumpling, remember the story of the Lunar New Year. Remember the families who gather, the ancestors who are honored, and the dreams that are born with each new moon. Remember that history is not just made by emperors and battles, but by the everyday magic of people coming together to celebrate life. The Lunar New Year is a celebration of hope, of love, and of the enduring power of tradition. If you enjoyed this journey into the heart of the Lunar New Year, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. There are more stories waiting to be told right here.